Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This is a warning. Not much was explained by the trailer, so almost everything I will say is a spoiler. If you don't want anything ruined for you, then please go watch the movie first and then come back. So it's finally out. After Marvel kind of just flaunted the movie in our faces for several months, Doctor Strange 2 finally came out, and honestly, it was a bit of a different experience from what I was expecting. So for a quick recap, although I do hope that you've either seen it or would like to know a little more context before watching it, the movie follows Strange a bit after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Throughout the entirety of the movie, he attempts to protect a girl who has the power to travel across the multiverse freely, named America Chavez. Anyway, essentially the Scarlet Witch wants to kill her / steal her power so she can go to another universe where her kids exist. If you don't know what that means, then you probably missed WandaVerse. Essentially, using her powers, she created kids of her own, those of which went away when she was forced to free the town that she was controlling. The unfortunate thing is that those kids exist, but just not in her universe, and the reason she knows it is because she dreams of them every night, and our dreams are supposed to be glimpses of versions of ourselves in different universes. America happens to wander into Universe 616, which is now the new official universe number for the MCU. This is so fucking confusing because that places the movies in the same universe as the comics, so it kind of makes a mess out of everything, unless they plan to retcon everything from the comics. Anyway, Strange stumbles upon her and he makes a stand against Wanda to protect America. What happens next is cool, but if you want to hear more, then you're gonna have to go watch it, because that's all I'm saying. The movie has a lot going on, and for the same reason, there is a lot to take in. Obviously, the multiverse was fully introduced in Spider-Man No Way Home, but with what happens in this movie, we have even more potential for further crossovers in the future. Just imagine a Venom crossover or another appearance from the Spideys. Also, don't forget that Disney purchased 20th Century Fox, and now they can even introduce the Fantastic Four or the X-Men down the line. Something I really liked was the tonal changes in the movie. For example, when we are first introduced to Wanda, she is with her kids, the scene is super colorful and she seems overwhelmed with joy. Then she wakes up and you can see that she's actually just miserable. The color is mostly drained from her surroundings and you can really feel her sadness. Tonal changes like this are also present whenever they travel across universes, as the coloring changes a bit as they jump between the multiverse to better represent each universe. By the way, big shout out to Elizabeth Olsen here. Her performance as the big bad was very fun to see. You can actually see a hint of crazy in her eyes, which makes her seem much more menacing and imposing, especially when she threatens to destroy those who get in the way. The thing is that we know that it isn't just a facade, because she is perfectly capable of murdering nearly everyone in her path with her overwhelming strength. They also brought in her costume from the comics and it looks amazing. But my favorite part is the dark paint on her fingertips. It somehow manages to make her character seem a tad more menacing, and I don't even know why. One thing that I kind of noticed is that Doctor Strange has been making these bonds with much younger superheroes recently. Even though I originally didn't like his bond with America that much, it grew on me by the end of the movie. I'm kind of hoping they have him going on an adventure with America and Peter. It'd probably be a fun experience watching him try to babysit the two. I do have complaints about the movie. Even though I really enjoyed it, I'm finding it kind of hard to say it was a banger. It did feel a bit convoluted at times. That's not necessarily a surprise when you take into account that the script was rewritten a bit over a year ago, after the original director Scott Derrickson made the decision to step down due to creative differences. I think it's fairly obvious to point out that no matter what Marvel put out, it would have a tough time competing with No Way Home, a movie it would inevitably be compared to. Unfortunately, the script rewrites and all the difficulties caused by COVID kept the movie from its true potential. Regardless of all that, it's gonna be a yay from me. Sure, it might have been a tad convoluted, but it has a sort of fun adventure vibe, kind of like when you pack some things up in a bag and get ready for an adventure with your friends. The movie just came out, so for now you'll have to go online and reserve a ticket to watch it in theaters. Or if you want to wait a week or so, you could just show up impromptu, but then you would be risking having someone spoil everything for you. So if you want to take it an extra step further, you can wait until the movie inevitably comes to Disney Plus in a few months. So if that's your thing, then good luck. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to hear me say more? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can catch all my future videos. This has been Subtly Artistic. Peace out.